పెన్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది?
పెన్ ఇక్కడ రైట్ సైడ్ పైన
ఇక్కడ. సో బ్లాక్ వైట్ బ్లాక్ బాగుంటుంది.
పెన్ టచ్ చేయండి వస్తుంది పైన. ఎంత టైం పడుతుంది సార్ ఇది?
సో 40 minutes. జనరల్ వాళ్ళంతా లాస్ట్ టైము
7:50 వరకు సార్.
ఓకే. మామూలుగా ఎన్ని నిమిషాలు చెప్తున్నారు? 40 minutes 1 hour?
నేను చేస్తాను సార్.
అర్ధ 30 minutes?
వచ్చింది నేను చెక్ చేస్తాను సార్. ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్. స్టార్ట్ అయింది సార్.
ఇది ఓపెన్ కావాలి, ఇది ఎట్లా?
సార్
పేపర్
నెక్స్ట్ కొట్టాడు సార్. కింద అక్కడ
ఎక్కడుంది? నెక్స్ట్
కింద ఆరో మార్క్ ఉంది. ఇక్కడ కూడా నెక్స్ట్ కొడితే వస్తుంది మీకు. నెక్స్ట్ ప్రీవియస్.
ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ ప్రీవియస్. నెక్స్ట్
కొత్త పేజ్
కొత్త
కావాలంటే
పేజ్.
ఇది సార్. ఇక్కడ పేజెస్ కావాలంటే ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తుంది. టచ్ చేసి
ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ పేజ్, కొత్త పేజ్. లైటింగ్ వెనక పడుతుంది.
ఎరేజర్ బ్యాక్ పెన్ పెట్టాలి సార్. బ్యాక్ సార్
ఏంది?
ఎరేజర్
వేరే చేత్తోనే చేస్తాను.
పెన్తో కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు సార్.
ఎట్లా?
సార్ అది ఎరేజర్ సార్. ఇటు సైడ్ వస్తే పెట్టచ్చు సార్.
చేతి ఎరేజరా? ఇది ఇట్లా కాకుండా కొద్దిగా ఓకే
వేరే కలర్ పెట్టండి సార్.
ఇది బ్లాకే పెట్టండి. ఇది ఇది పెట్టండి. మరి ఎక్కువ కొద్దిగా తగ్గించండి. 3 పెట్టండి సార్. Welcome to MVC Academy. This is Venkat, Economy faculty. See, we will discuss the 25 bits which are most important. These bits can be given in the coming examination with respect to the civil service. The first question is, see, this is consider the following statements regarding the digital gold. See, the digital gold is regulated by the SEBI. Okay? Yes, it is a question. The first one is it is regulated by the SEBI, and the second one is that digital gold can be converted into the physical gold up to demand, upon the demand. And the third one is final price paid for the digital gold is the same as the spot market price. So, which statements are correct in the given following? See, the first one, take the, it is regulated by the SEBI. Yes, it is regulated by the SEBI. Okay. Then come to the digital gold. The digital gold can be converted to physical gold. Physical form. No, it cannot be converted into the physical form. Okay. It is a digital form only. And see, it is regulated by the private organizations. Even the commercial banks also regulate this digital gold. Okay. Then next one is the final price paid for the digital gold is the same as the spot market. No, it doesn't. It is not equal to the spot market price. Some variation will be there. So answer is the first one, only one. It is regulated by the SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. Then next one, Index of the Industrial Production, IIP. And consider the following statements regarding the Index of the Industrial Production, IIP. Which statement is the correct given above? Okay, there are 3 statements are there. One is it has a base year 2011 to 12. And the second one is it is published by the M.O.C.K, Minister of the Statistics and Program Implementation. And the third one is the basket has the 407 items. See, 3 statements are the correct. That is the index of the industrial production, IIP. This is the index for the growth of the industrial production. And IIP is announced by the NSO, National Statistical Office, which was found in 2019. NSO comes under the M.O.C.K, Ministry of the Statistics and Program Implementation. And the present M.O.C.K minister is Indrajit Kumar Singh. Indrajit Kumar Singh. Okay, M.O.C.K. And also, how many items basket of this IIP is 407 items. To compute the index of the industrial production, 3 main segments are taken into the consideration. See, that is a mining. That is a 14.4%. The weightage is given to the mining in relation to IIP. And the second one is manufacturing sector. Mining sector. So the second one, manufacturing sector. The weightage is 77 point, that is 6%. And third one is electrical. That is 8%. The totally 100% is this one. The most priority, most weightage is given with respect to the IIP is a manufacturing sector, 77.6%. See, who announces the IIP? That means, NSO, National Statistical Office, which was found in 2019. Generally, NSO consists of the CSO 1951 and NSSO, that is a 1950. These two merged in the form of the NSO. NSO comes under the M.O.C.K. Okay, so NSO announces the IIP, means that is index of the industrial production on 28th of every month. 28th of every month. 28th of the every month. Okay, so this answer is all above. All are the correct statements in the given following. Then come to the another one. Offshore wind energy. Because the wind energy is a renewable energy. There are different types of the renewable energies are there. One is wind, solar energy, hydel energy, geothermal. So we are discussing about the offshore wind energy. So there are statements are given, 2 statements are given in relation to the offshore wind energy. So one is right now the Gujarat accounts for the highest capacity of the offshore wind energy. And the second statement, offshore wind energy comes under the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So which statement is the correct? Means this statement is not the correct, and offshore wind energy comes under the Ministry of the New and Renewable Energy. Then what about the Gujarat? See, the Gujarat is it has more capacity regarding the onshore wind energy. Regarding the offshore wind energy, that is Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu accounts the for highest capacity of the offshore wind energy. Regarding the onshore, that is the Gujarat occupies the first place. Okay, so here the only 2 is a correct statement in the given following. Then come to the another one, security transaction tax. The 3 statements are given. Which statement is the correct? given above. The first one is it is a type of the indirect tax. First one. Second one is applicable to the equity and debt instruments. And this is waived off, means the tax is waived off in the case of the capital loss. And three statements are the wrong statements. The answer is none above. Why means what is the security transaction tax? This is a direct tax, not the indirect tax. This is a direct tax. Direct tax. The tax which is levied on that security transaction is nothing but only the tax levied on the purchase of or the sale of the securities. Okay. So for example, you purchase the shares in the Reliance, buying. So when you buy, security transaction tax is levied. When you go for the selling, again security transaction tax is levied. STT is levied on the buying and the selling of the shares. Okay. So that's why it is nothing but only the direct taxes. Okay, because the transaction only. Then come to the another one. It is applicable to the equity under debt instruments. Of course, it is applicable to the equity. Equity means shares, derivatives, futures and options. And the third one is equity based mutual funds. Okay, but not applicable to the debt instruments. Okay. Why means it is applicable to the equity but not the debt instrument. What are the debt instruments? That is government securities are there. Government securities. Because when the government of India gets the fiscal deficit, Indian government borrow the loans with help of the RBI. See, some government securities or the government bonds or gilt-edged securities are auctioned by the RBI to borrow the loans. So those are the debt instruments. For example, take the dated securities are there. Dated securities, long term debt instrument, debt instruments. And the second one is treasury bills. Treasury bills. That is short-term debt instruments. Short-term debt instruments. So that's why the STT is applicable to only equities but not the debt instruments. Then come to it is waived off in the case of the capital loss. See, STT is levied on the transaction of the securities. That means, equities or the derivatives or the futures. So this STT is levied irrespective of the loss or the profit. Suppose a person gets the loss in the stock market. So STT is levied. And when a person gets the profit, but STT is also levied. So STT is levied irrespective of the profit or the losses. For example, a person gets above the 1,25,000 in the stock market, he has to pay the capital gain tax along with the STT. So there are two types of the capital gain tax are there. Capital gain taxes are there. One is a long-term capital gain tax. When a person gets the profit more than 1 year, so he has to pay that means 12.5% capital gain tax, which is part of the income tax. And the second one, short-term capital gain tax. If a person gets the profit within the 1 year period, he has to pay the 20% capital gain tax. So the capital gain taxes are levied based on the profit, whereas the STT is levied based on the only transaction charges only. So 0.01% STT is collected. For example, 1 lakh shares transaction, suppose you purchase the 1 lakh value of the shares, then you have to pay the 100 rupees. This is a compulsory to the all traders. Okay, so that's why answer is none of these three are the not the correct statements. Then come to the public sector enterprise policy. Okay, three statements are given. Which statement is the correct in relation to this one? The first one is the Department of the Economic Affairs is a nodal authority for the disinvestment in India. The second statement is as per the PSC 2021 policy, the government is aiming to have the no presence in the public sector and the private sector completely. This is second statement. And third statement is the banking sector is classified under the strategic in 2021 policy. So which statement is the correct in the given following? Means that is three only, because answers are not provided properly because of the PPT mistake. Okay, so here the Department of Economic Affairs is not the nodal authority. That means here Deepam is there. Deepam. Department of the Investment, Public Asset Management. It came into existence in 2007 to 18 budget estimation. So Deepam is the nodal authority for the disinvestment in India, not the economic affairs. This is wrong statement. Okay. This is under the finance department. Deepam comes under the finance department. And the second one, as for the PSU 2021 policy, the government is aiming to have the no presence. No, this statement is wrong. Why means the government is aiming to reduce the presence only. To reduce presence only. So they want to reduce the role of government in the government, public sector, the private sector. Then come to the this statement is wrong. Then which statement is the correct? Means the banking sector is classified under the strategic. Yes, the banking sector along with the other sectors are the strategic positions. So finally the answer is only 3 only. Then come to the check truncation system, TCS. What is the security truncation system? Means this is electronic system. This is a electronic system. Electronic system for the clearing the checks. For the clearing the checks. Because the check is scanned and it is sent to the bank in the form of the electronic, and it is cleared through the CTS system only. Okay, so this was introduced in the 2008. So there are 3 statements are given with respect to the CTS. Okay, so 3 statements we study. This one, it was introduced by the RBI in 2008. One statement 1, and banking NBFC are allowed to use the CTS. Okay, and third one is the system will help clear the checks within the 24 hours. So of these 3 statements, then 1 and 3 only correct. 1 and 3 only correct. Answers are not given in proper way. So 1 and 3 are the correct answers. So this one CTS was introduced by the Reserve Bank of India in 2008 to speed up the exchange of the, that means so clearing the checks because when the check is deposited in the bank, it takes days together. Now it is completed. This process is completed within the 24 hours only. The second statement is the banks and NBFC, non-banking finance corporations, are allowed to use the CTS. See, this statement is wrong. The first statement is correct. Why means, the only banks are allowed to use that CTS. Because NBFC are not allowed. Why NBFC are not allowed? Because the deposits are not taken. Since the FD and recurring deposits are not available and saving account, current accounts are not available at the NBFC. That means, saving account and current accounts are not available at the NBFC. So they cannot issue that checks. That's why they cannot change they cannot clear the checks through this system, this electronic system. Okay, so this statement is wrong. Then come to the system will help clear the checks within the 24 hours. Yes, this statement is correct. So means, this is electronic system is introduced to speed up means, change of clear all the checks within the 24 hours only. Early it took the more days. Now it is reduced to within 24 hours only. Okay. Then come to the 7. Reverse flipping. What is reverse flipping? Two statements are given. So which statement is correct in relation to the reverse flipping? Flip means FLIP. Indian entrepreneurs open the new company in the foreign countries. For example, Reliance is there, which is the largest company in India. It opens the one company in the Sri Lanka or somewhere in the Indonesia. That is known as the flip. So reverse flipper means that company is closed and merged into the parent company only. So that is known as the reverse flip. Flip means to start a company in other countries by the Indian entrepreneur. That is a flip. Reverse means that is closed and merged into the parent company. That is known as the reverse flip. Okay. So then all the companies looking to reverse flip must approach the NCLT. So NCLT they should not approach. Few companies only should approach the NCL. Okay. That means, National Company Law Tribunal. National Company Law Tribunal. This one NCL. And this statement is wrong. Reverse flipping would mean to enter the new company to reopen the factory. No. So this is the only flip only. So reverse flip means that means that company will be closed in the outside the country, that will be merged into the parent company. So that is known as reverse. So that is a totally different, means opposite meaning this one. So this statement also is wrong. So none of this is a correct answer in this regard. Okay. Then come to the another one. Small finance banks, SFB, small finance banks, is a kind of the bank in India which is introduced with the support of the RBI. So two statements are given. So first statement, second statement, which is a correct. Okay. The first one is a foreign shareholding is prohibited in the small finance banks. And the second one is small finance banks must maintain the CRR and SLR. See, the first statement is wrong. Second statement is correct. The answer is only the B. Only second statement is correct. How? See, the foreign small finance banks are established in India, means by the RBI permission, because these the small finance banks are established in the rural area where the commercial banks are not available. See, when you go to the rural area where you don't find out the commercial banks, where it is found, because the people in the remote rural area can get access of the small finance bank services. This is one. And also the foreign shareholding is permitted in the small finance banks. See, the foreigners also can make the deposit small finance banks. They are allowed. Okay. Then the small finance bank, the name of the small should reflect the name. The small word should reflect in the name of the small finance bank. For example, take the Capital Small Finance Bank. Capital Small Finance Bank. See, small finance bank, but the capital is a main name, but the small finance word should reflect in the name of the bank. Okay, this is a rule of the RBI. And also small finance banks provide the 75% credit to the priority sectors. Credit to the priority sectors. Priority sectors. What are the priority sectors? See, the commercial banks should provide the credit to the priority sectors according to the rule of the RBI. So, this priority sector procedure is designed in 1969. Okay. So, the priority sectors means, for example, all the domestic commercial banks should provide the 40% credit to the priority sectors. That means 18% out of the 40% to the farmers, and 12% the ST, BC minority, and the remaining will be for the, that means miscellaneous. Okay. So the small finance banks should provide the 70% credit to the priority sectors. Along with this one, the CRR and SLR should be maintained by the small finance banks. Say CRR and SLR. See, cash reserve ratio, and it is found in 1956. So cash reserve ratio, that is 4.5%, and SLR is 18%. What is the cash reserve ratio? All the commercial banks should maintain the CRR along with the small finance banks. See, the 4.5% of the fixed deposits or the NDTL should be maintained at the RBI custody in the form of the cash. For example, State Bank of India is there. The State Bank of India is 100 crores NDTL, from which one 4.5 should be fiscally taken to the RBI headquarters or the some office of the RBI in the form of the cash only. And RBI gives a certificate to the particular bank that this is deposited by the 4.5 CRR is deposited by the commercial banks from their NDTL. Okay, that is a CRR. And the SLR is 18%. And all the commercial banks should maintain the SLR up to 18%. So, means this locker is opened at the commercial banks at themselves only, and the SLR is kept in the form of the three kinds. One is cash. The second one is gold. Third one is government securities. Government securities. So totally 22.5% is kept should be maintained by all the commercial bank, including the small finance bank, up to 22.5%. No interest is provided by the RBI to the commercial banks and the small finance bank. This is only a kind of the security deposit. This is only the security deposit maintained by the commercial banks under the RBI rule only. Okay, so this one is so CRR, SRR both are maintained by all the small finance banks. The remaining amount 72.25 should be provided to the customers in the name of the loans, different loans, short term, long term, medium term loans. Then come to the front running. What is the front running? Two statements are given. Which statement is the correct with regard to the front running? See, the front running means is a kind of the insider trading. Insider trading. It's a kind of insider trading, which is unofficial, which is not accepted by the SEBI. Okay, see this one illegal practice of the purchasing the securities. Illegal practice of the purchasing the securities based on the non-information, public non-information, based on the non-public information. Okay, this is the front running. So two statements are given. See, the front running is a type of the inside trading, and it is allowed if the disclosure are made to the regulator. First statement. The second statement, the RBI regulates the front running and it has declared as illegal. It regulates the illegal. Two statements are the wrong in related to the okay. See, this one is the front running. What is the front running? Already I told this is illegal trading, and also it is not allowed by the government, though it is without the disclosing to the regulator, they go for the trading. That's why it is not permitted. Though they disclose to the government or regulator, it is not allowed. Okay, so this is illegal trading. And next one is this is a strong, this is a wrong. Okay, it is not allowed. Then RBI regulates the front running. No, not the RBI. SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. SEBI. So it is regulated by the SEBI only, and also it is never SEBI declares it is illegal because it is not known to the SEBI, and also no information is given to the SEBI. SEBI doesn't encourage this kind of the front running. Okay. So answer is none of answer is D. Got the point. Then come to the textile industry. Textile industry and the cotton. See, consider the following statements. Two statements are given with regard to the textile industry and the cotton. One is the policy formation, implementation in the textile industry under the Minister of the Commerce and Industry. One statement. And India imports the textiles, but overall is a net exporter. Second statement. And the third statement, India is the second largest producer of the cotton. See, only 2 and 3 are the correct. How? See, the policy formulation, implementation in the textile industry and the textile ministry, not under the commerce and industry. Textile industry. Textile industry. So the cotton industry and textile industry come under that is a textile industry means textile ministry only. Textile ministry only. Textile ministry only. Not under the commerce and industry, because the textile industry, the largest sector in India, because more employment is provided in the textile industry. Why means India is the largest exporter and producer also. So the second statement, this first statement is wrong, and the second statement is India imports the textile but overall net exporter. Yes, India is a trade surplus is there. Exports are larger than the imports regarding the textile or the cotton, whatever it may be. Okay, then come to the India imports textile, but overall it is a net exporter is correct. And India is the second largest producer of the cotton in the world. In the world. This third one is also correct. What are the answers? 2 and 3 are the correct answers. See, India is the second largest producer in the world. Initially, India is the largest producer in the world compared to the China. Now the China is the largest producer. Second one is India only. Because why means India's Deccan Plateau is there. This is the Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau is there. See, Deccan Plateau has more black soils. Black soils means the lava converted into the black soils, because the lava is there. The lava. So the lava is converted into the basalt rock. Basalt rock. And the basalt rock is converted into the black soils. Since Deccan Plateau has used black soils, India is able to produce the more cotton. That's why it became the second. Earlier it was the largest producer, I said. Now it is replaced by the China. India has become the second only. See, during the Harappa civilization belongs to 2500 BC. During the Harappa civilization, India used to export the cotton to the Sumerian civilization, which is a contemporary to the Harappa civilization. Even Roman times also, the Romans were dominated in the, that means Rome. They were ruling the world countries, including the European countries during the Julius Caesar, so that period, So India used to export the muslin cloth to the European countries or the Roman countries. Muslin very thin, which is kept, this muslin cloth is kept in the max box, which is small in size. That is the level of the our handcraft. Okay, so now at present also, even after the independence or during the British government, India is the largest producer and also largest exporter also. So because answers are given, there are some answers are wrong, answers are given the wrong way, so only 2 and 3 are given correct answers. Then come to the priority sector lending certificate, PSL, and 2 statements are given in relation to these priority sector certificates. So which statement is correct? That means the priority sector certificates. So priority sector certificates means means all the commercial banks in India should provide the credit to the priority sectors. So for example, domestic commercial banks are there. That means government, private and RRB. These are the domestic commercial banks. These are domestic commercial banks should provide the 40% credit to the priority sectors. So for example, the 40% is provided. For example, State Bank of India is there. So it has 100 crores NDTL, of which they have provide the 40% credit to the priority sectors one. Out of the 40 crores, 18% should provide to the farmers loans. The second one is remaining is provided to the ST, SC, BC minorities. The remaining is provided to the miscellaneous, total 40%. This is the rule of the RBI. This rule is framed 1969. Those who are against these rules and regulations, those banks which don't follow the priority sectors are punished by the RBI. Even foreign domestic companies should provide the 32% credit to the priority sectors. Okay, so the first statement is PSLCS can be issued by the scheduled public sector banks. So this statement is wrong. First statement. The second one is sale of the public sector lending certificates will be lead to the transfer of the credit risk. And the third one is the PSLCS have the tenure co-terminus with the tenure of the loan. So three statements are the wrong only, because PSLCS are issued by the all the commercial banks. So that means the domestic commercial banks as well as the foreign commercial banks. And also the transfer of means it will leads to the transfer of the credit risk. No, it doesn't lead to the transfer of the risk, because it provides this help to the, it is a kind of help to the priority sectors. Priority sectors mean nothing but only the weaker sections in the society. They get the help from the government in the name of the priority sectors. And the third one is PSLC have the tenure. So of course not the fixed tenure is provided. So depends on the need, the loan is provided. Okay, all the statements are the wrong. So answer is D. None of these are the correct statement. So then come to the special economic zone. Special economic zone is most important for the development of the economy, and three statements are given. So how many statements are the correct in relation to the SEZ? The first one is for the setting special economic zone, there is a single window system for the approval, one statement. The second one, board of approval, BOA, is headed by the Secretary, Ministry of the Finance. Third statement is SEZs are the legally recognized. See, first two statements are the wrong. Only third one is correct. Answer is third. Answer is third one. See, the SEZ, Special Economic Zone, is prepared with act only, Parliament approval only. It is an act, Special Economic Zone Act in 2005. SEZ Act, Special Economic Zone Act 2005. And SEZ started, this process started 2006. The motto of the SEZ is to increase the exports, and increase the investment in India by the foreigners. Motto is that one. And generally, Special Economic Zone process, SEZ process started in 2000 only. Process is started. Means Kandla is there. Kandla is the first. It is the first special economic zone in India from the Gujarat. So this SEZ Act is prepared by the Parliament procedure only, and it is not the single window system. Some rules and regulations are framed by the Parliament procedure. Okay, and the board of approval is headed by the Secretary of the Minister of the Finance. No, it is this BOA is headed by the Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Not the Finance Ministry. Okay. Then SEZ are the legally recognized. SEZ has a legality in India by the Parliament Act. So that's why answer is only 3 is the answer. 3 is the answer. Then come to the flexible inflation targeting. So there are 3 statements are given. 3 statements are given. Which statement is the correct regarding this flexible inflation target? Generally, flexible inflation targeting means frontline inflation. Frontline inflation. Consumer price index combined is a frontline inflation, and the goods and services are counted in the CPI combined inflation. Okay, so and so then when the food items are excluded from the CPI combined, so you can get the core inflation. Okay, so 3 statements are given. One is inflation target is a CPI combined. CPI combined. CPI combined, that 4 to 6 percentage. 2 to 6 percentage. 2 to 6 percentage. 2 to 6 percentage. RBI Act 1934 has been amended to implement it. RBI allows the multiple indicators approach. See here, see this is only the first statement is the correct. First statement is only the correct. Why? Means inflation target is a core inflation. So CPI combined is considered as the combined inflation, and the goods and services are counted in the name of the CPI combined. The food and non-food items are counted. If the food items are excluded from the CPI combined, remaining will be the core inflation only. So the core inflation is a 2 to 6 percentage. This is a good inflation. Good inflation. Good inflation. How it is a good inflation? Because in the inflation 2 to 6 percentage, because 2 to 6 percentage is a desirable inflation. See, higher inflation, though deflation means low inflation, are not good to the economy, because inflation or the deflation creates economical disparities, finally leads to the or result into the violence. For example, take the Nepal. Nepal, there is a violence because of the higher inflation only. People don't have the money, they are unable to purchase the goods and services at the market price. That's why they looted the shops and they attacked the government also. That's why the economical disparities are created by the higher inflation. But when inflation 2 to 6 percentage, then the economy is a prosperous, economy is a good. General Urjit Patel recommended CPI command should be used to measure the inflation, one thing, and also inflation should be 4 plus 2 or 4 minus 2. That means 2 to 6 percentage. That means 2 to 6 percentage. Got the point? Okay. So that's why the first one is the correct. And so RBI Act 1934 not amended. RBI has only the CPI combined, because CPI combined inflation is released by the CSO, Central Statistical Office, which is found in 1951 at the Delhi. CSO releases a CPI combined inflation on 12th of every month. And the MPC meeting, and the MPC meeting is there, and this CPI combined inflation is taken into the consideration. If the inflation is above and the quantitative credit control devices are increased, when the inflation is less, which is not the good level, and quantitative credit control devices are reduced. So that's why to control the inflation, the quantitative credit control and qualitative credit control devices are used by the MPC, Monetary Policy Committee. So MPC follows only CPI combined only. It doesn't have the another devices to find out the inflation. Okay. So the answer is only one only. Third one is wrong. The answer is only one. Then come to the another one.
So 8 ki live one second.
So, okay, I will speed up.
Okay.
So the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP. See, the consider following statement regarding the RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, and there 3 statements are given, and which statement is correct? See, RCEP, it is a focus on the goods and services. Goods and services. This statement is wrong, because the trade is related to the goods and services, and all members of the Asian are the part of the RCEP. This is also wrong. And third one is India is not a funding member. This is also wrong. Means no, all the members of the Asian, that there are 11 members are there. There are the 11 members are there. Okay. And only 10 members from the Asian countries are part of the RCEP. So, and this statement is wrong. And the third one is India is not the funding member. Is not the funding member. Yes, it is correct. And also joined later in 2024. No, it is not joined in 2024. Okay. So answer is that means none. All the statements are there wrong. Then come to the energy capacity and the tariffs. There are 2 statements are there. The one is non-fossil energy capacity in India has crossed the 250 gigawatts. This statement is correct. This statement is correct. And the second one, power tariffs are decided by the central government. No, this is a wrong statement. Why means the power tariffs are decided by the local governments or the personal regulating authorities, not by the central government. No relation with the central government. Okay. So here only one statement is correct. Then come to the Pulse Self Reliance Mission, PSRM. There are 3 statements are given. This will be implemented by the 2030 only. The target is 2030. Generally, this Pulse Self-Reliance Mission was started 2025-26 budget estimation. The target is to increase the pulses and able to export to other countries by the 2030 and 31. So this statement is wrong. One of the objectives is to reduce the distress. Yes, because the production in India regarding the pulses are very limited, and the people are not interested to produce the pulses. That's why there is much demand. India is importing from the foreign countries. That's why when you have the self-reliance, we are able to export to the other countries. And the third one is it aims to strengthen the post-harvest value chain. This is also wrong statement. So answer is only second one only. Second one. Then come to the 7th. PM Gati Shakti. Say these 3 statements are given. This is infrastructure program to increase the infrastructure facilities, to connect all the roads with the infrastructure. Okay. So this program was started 2021. This was launched in 2025. Wrong statement. It was launched 2025. Second one, it is managed by the Ministry of the Finance. See, it is maintained by the Ministry of the Commerce and Industry. This statement also is wrong. And the private sector is allowed to access the portal. The portal, which portal belonging to the PM Gati Shakti, the private sector is allowed. Okay, so answer is only 3. Then come to the 18th, W2 classification. 2 statements are given. One is India categorized as a developing country under the W2. Yes, India itself only classifies that India as a developing country. Why? To get some benefits from the W2. A country which clarifies, which declares itself as a developing country, get some benefits from the W2. That's why India has categorized the developing country under the W2. And the second statement, the countries are classified based on the per capita income as a developed and the developing countries. This statement is wrong. This statement is wrong. Why this statement is wrong? Means, say the WTO, which came into existence in 1995, never classified any country as a developed or the developing countries. That's why this statement is wrong. Then answer is only 1. Only 1. Then come to the external commercial borrowing. So external commercial borrowing is the kind of the foreign investment. It is a kind of the foreign investment in India. That means, FDI. ECB is considered as the foreign direct investment. So the foreigners don't come to the India and make the investment in Indian companies. That is known as the ECB. So 3 statements are given. 3 statements are given. One is a borrowing under this are done only in the foreign currency. No, the borrowing, the loan, so in the name of the ECB, are done in the foreign currency and the Indian currency. Okay, so this statement is wrong. And the borrowing can be done by the duration of the 30 years or the 10 years. The borrowing period is ECB period is only 3 years only. This statement also wrong. And third one is all the borrowings under the require the approval of the SEBI. No, by the RBI, Reserve Bank of India only, not the SEBI. So 3 statements are the wrong. That is none of these are the correct statement. Then come to the 21, appeals to the GST. So appeal to the Goods and Services Tax Tribunal. See, Goods and Services Tax Appellate Tribunal is there when there is any dispute between the organization or the government, so the people reach the tribunal. So regarding the tribunal, this one, which statement is given? There are 4 statements are there. And the types of the GSTs. Types of the GSTs. See, CGST is there, SGST is there, UTGST is there, and integrated GST is there. There are 4 types of the GSTs are there. And any disputes regarding the CGST go under the Central GST Act 2017, under the Central GST Act 2017. And regarding the SGST, Integrated GST Act 2000, that means SGST, State GST law. U2GST, that is a Union Territory GST Act 2017. And IGST under the Integrated GST Act. So the central government related GST disputes at the state government and Union Territory integrated GST disputes, all they go under the 2017 related acts only. So all above are the correct. All the statements are the correct. All the 4 statements are the correct. Then come to the Financial Inclusion Index. Financial Inclusion Index. And three statements are given. One is it has indicators only from the demand. No, it has a multi sides are there, multi demands are there. This statement is wrong. And index has a base year. No, base year is not used for this one. And also score 0 means complete financial inclusion. This statement also is wrong. So that means, the financial inclusion means financial exclusion only, financial exclusion. Say 0, score 0 means a complete financial exclusion, not the inclusion. So three statements are the wrong. Then come to the dabba trading. So the dabba trading means, unofficial trading, illegal trading. Generally, when you want to make the trading, you have to means through the demat account only, you have to participate in the trading. But without the demat, without any bank account, you can make the trading through the dabba trading. So the three statements are given. So it leads to the loss of the tax revenue to the government. Yes. Means, because when the dabba trading is encouraged, automatically government doesn't get the taxes, any kind of the transaction taxes. It is a loss to the government only. Then come to the, it is a declared illegal under the SCRA 1956. Yes, it declared as the illegal. If anyone follows a dabba trading, they will be arrested by the government. And they exposes the investors to the counterparty risk. So means, it is a risk. If dabba trading wala is a defaulter, automatically money will disappear. You cannot find out the money. Okay. So three statements are the correct. So all three statements are the correct. Then come to the GST Council. What is the GST Council? So GST Council, by the 249 article, the GST formation is there. Under GST Formation Act, GST Act, that is a 101 Amendment Act. 101 Amendment Act. Okay. So the three statements are given. So which statement is the correct in the given above? The vice chairman of the GST is elected from the among the members. Yes, it is the correct. And the all union territories are individually represented in the council. This is a wrong statement, because GST council has 33 members, of which central government has 2 persons and state government has 28. Union territories has the 3 persons only, totally 33 members. So equal representation is not available. So the more majority from the state government only, because we have the 28 state governments are there, 8 union territories are there, but 28 states, 28 members are sent to the GST Council, and we have the 8 union territories are there, of which only 3 are sent. So the equal ratio is not maintained, and the central and state government have the equal voting rights. This statement also is wrong. Why means, the state government has the 28 state governments has the 28 votes, where central government has only 2 votes are there. One is the finance minister, next one is the deputy or the state finance minister of the central government, and union territory has only 3 members only. That's why 2/3 majority is given to the states. So more weightage regarding the voting is given to only the state governments only. So here, only one answer. Then come to the another one, equalization levy. So means, this is the tax levied on the foreign companies have the digital transaction or the digital business. So this is the tax levied on the foreign digital business in India. Okay. So 3 statements are given. It is applicable to the online advertisement service generating the revenue in India. Okay. And this one is applicable to online advertisement services. Yes, correct. This one is the correct. It is applicable to all the payments received by these companies, and it was introduced by the Income Tax 2016 Act only. 2016 Act. So this is wrong. So answer is 1 and 2 only. Then come to the revamped distribution sector scheme. Okay. So the two statements are given. The first time period for this one is terminus with the 16th Finance Commission. No, it is not related. This statement is wrong. And come to the under this one, funding is unconditional. So funding is a conditional under this RDSS. So two statements are the wrong statements. So none of the above. Answer is D only. Okay.